Yes, European region. We are going to be here for one best of three today, which is going to be VirtusPro versus FaZe. The maps are going, well, we can get into those in a second. I'm joined by Dan and Janko today. Janko, how are you doing? Back fresh from Malmo?
Yeah, it's been an amazing tournament over there, pretty crazy with a lot of upsets, but now we have to see how these teams fare in online play.
So have you recovered from Henry G's DJ set?
No, I don't think no one has. Henry, the least of us all.
Actually, he broke his ankle.
Yeah,
crowd surfing.
Broke his ankle, missed his flight.
Yeah, apparently he's made it into the country today. So congratulations.
I'm surprised they let him in.
Yeah, I mean they just don't know yet, do they? So we're going to have North America later on, but for the time being, we're going to be with Europe. So again, VirtusPro versus FaZe, and perhaps we can go into the maps that have been picked between these two teams. Cobblestone was picked by VirtusPro, FaZe have picked Mirage, and the decider will be Cash. Janko, what are your thoughts on this?
I'm a bit surprised because Train was open actually. FaZe vetoed the Overpass in their first stage. VP obviously vetoed Dust 2. So I'm surprised that VP didn't just go straight for Train, that they decided to go for Cobble. But I guess the main reason is because FaZe did play Train, I mean, throughout their history, but they didn't play Cobble. So maybe it's going for their weakness more than the strength of VP. I feel that it's not going to matter that much in the end. VP is the clear favorite here. The only problem is their online play this year has been pretty abysmal. With every LAN, they've been playing better at LANs, but online it's still been pretty bad. So I do think in the end they should take this game pretty comfortably.
Dan, what are your thoughts on who's likely to come out on top here?
Well, I think historically FaZe have enjoyed their trains, but the problem is that there's no real map that they can have against VirtusPro, because VirtusPro, despite their up and down results, their map was pretty deep. They're actually very good on the majority of maps, and especially the ones that FaZe typically like to play, which is Inferno and Train. So I think if you're FaZe, it's kind of they need to be in a place where maybe they've been working on new maps and they need to try new things. And generally speaking, I don't even know where to start with FaZe because they've been having a lot of issues. Their only good result ever was at the major when Michael Elliott was part of the team. Obviously, he's been removed now due to various issues within the team and it wasn't working for them. So they're in this place right now where you got this amalgamation of good, really skilled players, but I have no idea still how they're going to make a team of it. And that was always a question mark to me. How can this possibly work, this lineup?
So what do you think about kioShiMa? Do you think he makes them? Obviously, we need more time to see how it turns out physically. But do you, like roster-wise, do you think they're more of a complete team? Because obviously there was some frustration with Makalele basically losing a spot because Fox is a better AWPer for the team. He wants to go back to the AWP, but that wasn't going to happen. So do you feel like they're a more complete team or closer to a complete team with kioShiMa?
I feel it was a case of, okay, we removed Makalele, so now we need a player. kioShiMa just got removed from Envious. That was a good team. He's a good player. Let's just pick him up. I don't think there was like a long thought process behind it, looking at, okay, does he fit in our team? What are the roles in our team? Do we need a player like him? What are the spots he plays on the CT side? What kind of a guy is he? Yeah, players obviously talk to each other at tournaments here and there, but I think besides FPL, when would have they had the chance to play with him? Is he a hard worker? Is he someone who's maybe more laid back? You need to know all these things to be able to tell if this player is a perfect fit or a good enough fit for our team. So I think that's something they're going to have to discover after the fact that they've added him to the team, see how they can work around it and all. And as you said, only time will tell.
I think one of the biggest things with that as well is where you have two or more players who play the same position, for example, especially on the CC side, where it can be a problem if they have to learn another position, basically. So that might be something that they're going to struggle with going forward.
Yes, and it comes down to how are some players' personalities, right? Do we have someone who's a hard worker, or do we have someone who has a big ego and doesn't want to be the player who's going to step down and learn a new role and maybe step into a more supportive role so that the new addition can be the star of the team? And that is a problem because when you look at that team, you will obviously say, well, the Fox is the player who sacrifices himself for the team, drops guns, flashes for his teammates, smokes and everything, but then he's also the primary AWPer of the team. And you can't have that, in my opinion. You can't have your primary opper be the guy who has to do the things that nobody else wants to do. So obviously it has to be someone else, but who do you pick as a support player in that team when all of the players are potentially stars? Keo was kind of forced to play that in Envious. Didn't turn out that well in the end for them. So maybe someone like Rain, because he is more of a passive player, but that's why I say that, you know, they just picked him up, but maybe they needed a different type of a player for their team, actually.
All right, well, we'll see how he's going to do in today's match, which is about to start. The first map, again, is going to be Cobblestone. It looks like VirtusPro will be starting on the T side and FaZe on the CT side.
Well, I guess we'll see how things pan out with kioShiMa. I mean, it's still early days. Perhaps as well, to some extent, just the fact that he's not contending for that AWP role and he can be a bit more of a fragger is going to be a bit of a benefit for the team. But yeah, I definitely share a lot of Yanku's concerns. Like, time will tell. And already, FaZe are going to be picking up an early round advantage. And we'll have to see whether or not they can actually turn this into a round victory now. As typically, if you're able to get these very fast pickoffs as the CTs, your chances do increase pretty hugely. And it just takes one more pop here from Fox. And in fact, the kill will come in there as well. But that split, oh my goodness, kioShiMa in a lot of trouble. Somehow actually got a chance to win that battle, but eventually does get taken down. The T's, VirtusPro still at a disadvantage, but finally, at the very least, they've planted the bomb. They will be finally all eliminated, but the money will be sent to the bank there. That extra $800 for each player with the bomb plant. And that affords them options. VirtusPro is a team that could decide if they feel like the CT side of FaZe, it's very important for FaZe to have a good economy. They could decide to just pressure it immediately and then force up in this round with a nice little set play with those Tech 9s and grenades. But we'll have to see if they'll save for the AKs instead.
Yeah, I love the second round force buy after planting the bomb on T side. That it's just fun to watch. So well, they're not going to do it, so that's a shame. But obviously, it just makes sense as well. But I love a good second round force buy. Carnage, much carnage as possible. Always good, all good in the hood. Double P90 coming out for the FaZe side, which will be really good against these close quarters engagements. The Mag 7 onto Rain. We'll see if he can be as effective as Mo was in some of the rounds during North America yesterday evening. Warning shots being fired by kioShiMa there. So bomb is over towards the A site at present, just being passive. We'll see what kind of anti-eco VirtusPro will have in store. I do actually wonder if, I know Robban just had a new baby in the family, so he wasn't there recently for FaZe. I do wonder if he's going to be in the house today, because he is, if I'm not mistaken, they already gave through that. So I think it was Rain who was saying that they're basically lost if he isn't there. So for the meantime, they have a bit of a challenge coming in. So far, so good, holding down this eco push from the T. Bomb moving over towards the A site. Two players lost now for the CT side. Jacob's heavily tagged as well. So VirtusPro could even win the game, but it is NEO versus 2. He needs to find Jacob. He's at the back of the site. Doesn't have the right angle at the right time. An expensive run for FaZe, but they'll take 2 M4s into the third round.
Yeah, so some slight investments here and there from some of the players. We saw, of course, a Mag 7 on other players there from VirtusPro. And they got a lot of damage out there in this round. This is actually very problematic for FaZe, because after you lose 3 players and you've got to the third round AK buy to contend with, immediately they're going to be up in a situation where they have to eco to lose this round. So that's really nice work by VirtusPro. They, of course, don't have many grenades. And one thing we talked about yesterday in the NA stream is that if you're going to go for the A-long takes, you do need to be able to trade, and you need to have the grenades to get past these first little angles. This is the most dangerous spots here. Moving into this area near this first little bit, and then into danger. And then once you're past this, into the corner, life starts to get a lot more easy, and you can start to construct a set piece onto the A-bomb site. But what you can see is that they've left a player there towards danger. They've got the pressure. They force the CTs back into the A-bomb site, and now they're going to rotate everybody, apart from that one lurker who's in danger still, towards the B-bomb site for a hit. And this makes it so that FaZe, it's very hard for them to get information, and they just have to wait. They are at VirtusPro's mercy. VirtusPro has set up this round very well. Now all they need to do is play this 4 versus 3 towards the B-bomb site with these grenades.
I think they threw one flash into the plateau area. Well, Neo's been taken down towards A. That's not really causing any rotation from the CTs though, as the rest of the push is finally coming in as the CTs completely run out of nades here. TaZ gets a 2-man while Pasha holds the angle for him. And indeed, the push will come onto the B-bomb site now. Rain is here to try and hold things down for his team. The rest are on the rotation, and he's not going to be able to hold on. Byali taking him down, so jkaem and Fox, last 2 men standing for the CT side. 2 men on the site, so jkaem could get flanked here from drop. Pasha coming in to go after Fox, actually. And Fox is getting a frag. Pasha with a late flank, which could do the trick here. Look, jkaem's got himself 1 versus 1, but he sees one player, identifies where he is, and goes forward, second one, wants to find out exactly where Pasha is. And I think he realizes behind the rock, down he goes. So down to the 1 versus 1. 12 HP versus 32. There's still time on the clock. Oh, he goes for the jump. Byali chooses a great time to peek out, and VirtusPro take their first round.
Yeah, and obviously, just as mentioned, FaZe already have to go for an eco. And one of the cool things there from VirtusPro is that they had this problem in that last round, in that they had very few amounts of grenades. Their utility was low. And so, as I said, they tried to solve this by pushing the CTs back, and they did so very well with the very low utility, all the way onto the A site. CTs had no information. Then they just played contact towards the B-bomb site. So they basically limited the FaZe players to respond, and they needed that because there's so few grenades. And nice little info play with the Mac 10 here. Pacheco's going to spot multiple players towards the B-bomb site. This is great info. Pacheco can just he can just do whatever he wants to, just go ham, and just dying is totally fine. He's got the info for his team. They know now that it's a B stack. They may not have seen all 4 of the players, so they have to check a few extra spots. And they're taking this a little bit too slowly, perhaps, but they will get the bomb onto the bomb site regardless. And FaZe don't really have much in the way of opportunity to retake this. It would be a huge blunder from VirtusPro to allow a take at this bomb site. And you can see they're just going to be boosting some players up here in the drop area.
With the amount of control that VirtusPro had on the A site there, I would have liked to have seen the more open plants around the corner, which is just a bit more exposed. Obviously, there is risk involved, but with the smoke onto doors, I think you're relatively safe. And it just makes life a lot easier for the rest of the round. It means you can hold from further away, which means you can have better coverage elsewhere. It's something we saw Blade doing at the major. Oh, Snax.
Do it. Yes! Nice.
Make that money.
The cool thing as well is that, so VirtusPro had, they were feeling very good going into Malmo. VirtusPro had a decent run. They were stopped by, a close series against NIP. And if they went back to look at those demos, again, they would see one of the things that NIP did super well was these anti-ecos, these anti-force buys. They were so tight. And that's exactly what we just saw. 2 very tight rounds from VirtusPro in their anti-eco and anti-force buys, losing a minimal amount of players, making it the most money that they could, and preventing the TPs from making any money or saving anything. So VirtusPro, maybe a bit of inspiration from NIP's excellent anti-force buy play. And great position there from jkaem. That position should always get at least a frag. Very surprising. And looks like VirtusPro is going to just bum rush up middle, it seems. This could be dangerous. There's a lot of time for FaZe to rotate.
Yeah, it was interesting that VirtusPro. I expected they would have flashed through the doors there, because obviously you can have the easy crossfire through the doors. So, and that would have flashed jkaem's position as well. But either way, Fox coming in, taking down Snax. jkaem's finally going to get taken down. Numbers evened up pretty quickly there, but the Mag 7 double kills here with those mags, leaving Pasha alone for kioShiMa and aizy now remaining for the CT side. The bomb is in their control as well. Pasha can come in and try and find himself a sneaky angle, because there are a lot of angles for the CTs to hold, and there we go, that's a problem with that. aizy goes down, leaving kioShiMa alone, but he's around the APC with the Mag 7. This requires the one shot straight in the face, and he will hold on for FaZe, but again, very impactful on the CT economy here. And look how bad the money is. Obviously the T's are going to force up because they will know this as well, but FaZe not in a good spot right now. If they lose this round, then things could get pretty hairy on their CT side.
Yeah, and they're again at the mercy really of VirtusPro, obviously due to the fact that VirtusPro can get to pick how their round plays out to a large extent, and they're going to go for a fast set piece into the B-bomb site, kind of a running set piece, and it's going to be 2 Tech9s to quickly gain ground here, and Rain there in the drop zone will take down 1 frag, but Snax and Tech9 doing a lot of work to clear out space on the bomb site. So Snax with excellent work. He's going to get the bomb planted as well. He's actually still alive. He's going to pick up an AK that was on the floor. And despite the frag from Rain there, Rain's down to 3 HP, and his defensive positioning from TaZ and Snax should be enough for them to close this round out with the AK advantage as well.
Yeah, that's going to make it a little bit easier. I think the CTs are committed here. Still going for it. Rain with 3 HP. He doesn't have a kit though, so if TaZ can play the clock game a little bit longer than that, maybe that. He's picked up a kit actually. Got a Molotov as well, but TaZ are just not giving him the frag, waiting for that defuse to come in, and that will win the round. Willing to sacrifice himself for the final kill. VirtusPro have ruined the economy of the CT side. The score is just 3-3. But the money tells the bigger picture here, tells the bigger story, in fact.
It's a pretty good effort from Rain. He got 4 kills there. It's always possible for Rain to just get the ace, just clutch around. It's always possible.
Against VirtusPro, no less.
I mean, Rain is a very cool player in this regard as well, because, I mean, the problem is that we don't get to see him in the spotlight as much, just because his team generally is not just not doing as well, and he's not going to be able to carry his team by himself. But he is definitely one of the smartest clutch players that there is out there. So he's always great to watch in rounds like that. But we'll have, of course, a kioShiMa out of FaZe. And again, you know, we've got the MAC-10, the MP7 here from VirtusPro. We should see another disciplined, tight anti-force buy from them. They do seem quite cognizant of playing these rounds out, very honestly. And there you go, they'll be able to pick up 2 quick kills towards B Plateau. Now, there is so much time left, and they have so much utility left, that they can still go to either which bomb site. It's how they interpret the rotation of the CTs. Or they can just say, screw it, let's just go B. Do we have an overwhelming advantage with the guns and the trades? And I think B Plateau is always good for that on this map. You can always just go B Plat in a situation like this together as a team.
Well, it seems that VP will be favouring A with Pasha, continuing to harass. It's always good fun running around with a MAC-10 versus an eco. Jump around and just spray to your heart's content.
You feel free because you know that if you die, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, and they are going for that open plant this time, actually, that I mentioned previously.
Bomb has been planted.
Completely exposed plant. So yeah, I was mentioning before, Blade was using that plant in the major, but he was, they didn't have such strongholds on the site at the time, so he was using smokes to smoke plant on that position. But yeah, if you can plant there, then it's super strong. Spotted by the by the MAC-10, but kills with the MP7. So yeah, this is a terrible round for FaZe. Rain with $600, so they're going to be eco for a while, it seems.
Yeah, and this is kind of the situation VirtusPro put them in. VirtusPro have been great on just, well, they haven't had to do it very often, but in the one spot where they could get pressure on the opponent's economy, even in a spot where some teams would just full save, you know, because they were looking at the 3rd round buy, right? They lose the pistol round, but they pick up the bomb plant. They still get just enough weaponry in there to be able to buy the AKs in the following round and have low utility. Because VirtusPro is a team that knows how to play with low utility and rifles, they can afford to buy the MAC-7. They can afford to buy some of the more dangerous pistols, and then they get the damage in there. FaZe have never had any breathing room. And look at this, the pop flash down into middle for VirtusPro to once again play another anti-eco round. And the thing is that they're getting so many rounds against eco and kioShiMa and force buys. That's great because they actually know how to play against teams doing that. So they're winning almost all these rounds. Well, they're winning all these rounds so far. And this looks like it could be another one like that unless something crazy happens. They've got so many Molotovs and smokes and flashes. There should be no way into the FaZe.
Yeah, FaZe heard that initial flashbang being thrown over towards A, started to rotate from B, but they kind of left themselves on the wrong side of the choke points. So now they're just stuck, unable to really do anything but just be subject to the various missiles coming in their direction. So yeah, if they, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if there's like an optimal play running around USCs really, but yeah, they're stuck behind the choke point, and that's going to be that basically. Not much to report here from the FaZe team. We will see what they will have to offer in the following round, as I expect they'll be back on the bye once again. But you can see this has been great for VirtusPro. They can, even if FaZe win the next round, they're going to have economical pressure continuing from T's because they've got a fair amount of money in the bank now. You can see NEO taking 6K into the next round.
You can see a lot of good team play from VirtusPro. They're so coordinated. It's great to see. It's refreshing, and I'm curious to see whether or not FaZe will ever be able to afford an AWP for Fox, because I feel like, you know, one thing that could help them out is having an AWP in play. Because there are so many angles on this map where it's very, very, very hard to trade against an AWPer who's hitting his shots, who's in position. But we will get a lot of grenades in onto the bomb site here from VirtusPro. They are picking up the pace right now, and byali is going to open things up with a double on the entry onto the B-bomb site. What a fast round from VirtusPro. They used to be famed for this crazy switches of pace from slow to fast, from slow to fast. You're always guessing, and this is just proof of that once again. But 2 versus 2, there is hope here for FaZe, but it's definitely going to be tough.
Yeah, this is definitely doable. The boost comes in. I'm not sure if Pacheco can hit it jumping. Looking around for sound cues at the moment. There we go. Jacob looking at the wrong place at the wrong time. Oh, the money Molotov coming in as well. Fox, that could be the round. Well, the AK will be the dictator of the round. So again, that's the VirtusPro we used to love, especially on Mirage, which is going to be the next map, where they would slow things down, speed things up, and whenever you stopped looking for early aggression, that's when the early aggression would just come on as if by magic. So maybe that's the VirtusPro we will see in this whole best of 3 series. Again, look at the money on VP. It is continuing to go in the right direction, whereas FaZe are down in the doldrums once again.
I mean, VirtusPro they have the opportunity, they are afforded the opportunity to look good if they can, you know, play coordinated and disciplined. Because FaZe are in a spot where their economy sucks, and they have to play very reactively. So it does make VirtusPro look a lot better than FaZe right now. You know, FaZe they'll probably feel this way, that they haven't really had a chance to play Counter-Strike yet, because again, every time they have a bye, VirtusPro are managing to win that round with a good strategy, good execution, and then it's just, you know, ecos, quasi buys again and again for FaZe. So it's hard for them to ever hit their game or groove on the CT side. That said, they already have 3 rounds due to the fact that they did win the pistol. They picked up the first 2 before losing the 3rd round. And so that's going to be a great help. Because if FaZe, you know, they'll have the opportunity to do this on T side too. We've seen loads of teams struggling on the CT side of this map. Maybe, you know, Na'Vi, for example, one of those teams where sometimes they'll have 4 rounds on a CT side, but then they'll get the comeback and win on their T half. So Cobblestone's never over until you get to that second half, until you see that other team's T side.
So Fox should be able to buy an AWP in the next round. The question is, with VirtusPro dictating the pace, I do wonder if he's going to be afforded an opportunity to even use it. If he goes one place and the rest of his team get wrecked somewhere else, then there's not much he will be able to do. So let's see what the setup is of FaZe. Again, this is one of the more difficult maps to take a significant portion of the map as CT. So kind of interesting in how weak it can make a CT half compared to some of the other maps where, like Cash, for example, you could take a main, etc. Right, so 3 over towards the B bomb site for FaZe, where there will only be 1 lurker, and indeed Fox has gone over towards A, which has been, I mean, this area has been commonly taken, mostly in the anti-ecos by VirtusPro. Seems to be headed in that direction now, and there we go. Fox gets his team off to a good start. We'll see if he chooses to rotate that AWP as well, because he is quite the problem when he has the AWP. See, he's moved over towards danger now. And indeed, VirtusPro seem to be shying away from the A site following that frag by Fox. Jacob's going to get boosted back into his position again. And still a minute on the clock. The rotation from the A players will be long. It's important that the bomb wasn't dropped on the floor there, because seeing Rain's position, he would have heard the bomb drop and could have made the call for a rotation from his teammates. So Execute's coming in towards B. aizy's hiding behind the statue. He's got teammates in support as well. See if they can hold.
It's not been often that they've gotten an advantage early in the map. Maybe this is the first time that I can recall. Pasha with that advantage point up on the plateau, picks up the first kill. Things looking good for VirtusPro. The trade's coming in, they'll get the bomb planted as things get evened up, but with that bomb down, with the space that they have and the positioning that they have, definitely an edge here for VirtusPro. There's no grenades, just a single flashbang for Rain. He's going to get eliminated in 1 versus 1, but Fox will win his 1 versus 1 again. So able to actually have an AWP. This is nice for Fox, but he's going to switch to the AK, he's going to get it done. Switch back for the AWP and get the defuse for the team. FaZe pick up finally another round. Can see this string of VirtusPro rounds has been phenomenal. the thing that I just have loved is just how tight VirtusPro have looked. They always have a plan in the rounds. There's team play, there's coordination, it appears like they're drilled. And we just saw some, NA matches where the teams were struggling to play against anti-force-buys, and VirtusPro showing how it's done.
I feel like the last 2, if not 3 rounds, the CTs have won. They've only had 1 person survive. And you can see the impact there. Jkaem on the UMP, Rain with no nades whatsoever, kioShiMa with 1 flashbang, and that's it. They've got 2 smokes on 5 players. So, still not good for FaZe as we go into the last third of the first half. So, seems they're looking to pop flash over the wall, but Fox hears it, and he is ready for it. Or could get 2 for 1, just going to get the 1. And again, this is a position where Rather will go for the repicks as well. It's really strong for an AWPer. Could have got a third, but Neo is going to be quicker on the trigger finger. So 4 versus 3 now. 2 players in the A-bomb site for FaZe at the moment. They've still got 1 in a potential flank position. We'll see if it gets checked. That's Jkaem coming in from the back. He's going to go for the flank towards danger though. He's still holding the angle. 3 players on A now for CTs, and this hold looks stronger than the previous one.
Yeah, this is, I think, the very first convincing round from FaZe. And it all started just because, again, I talked about this before, it's hard to trade frag against an AWPer, especially an AWPer that's very good and knows how to play the angles. Even if they're close angles like the ones we saw there, that's actually very common. The angles we saw from Fox, it's very difficult to deal with. And AWPers will often die in those situations, but it's very often that if they play it correctly, they can get 2 or 3 shots off. They just have to make sure that they hit all those shots, and if they do, the round's over for the Ts. So, against world-class AWPers, it's very, very hard, I think, or it can be. And so Fox in the right place at the right time, hitting the 2 shots he needed to hit, and Pasha, it's quite fun to see him actually getting a frag from up here. But FaZe on 4 rounds, soon to go to 5. And they're probably feeling fairly comfortable. I don't know how good their T side is on Cobblestone. I should imagine that VirtusPro should have a much better T side. But FaZe, they have a good chance here to actually take maybe get up to 6 or 7 rounds. And if they're in that territory, I think they're going to be quite comfortable.
Yeah, I'm going to assume, since it's an online match, that Robban is in the house as well, as obviously having a new baby. It's going to be easier to be online than offline at LAN, because that's going to be an important factor as well. I know recently he was away because of the baby, but yeah.
One thing, by the way, is that look at VirtusPro, how good their buy is. They've lost 2 rounds in a row, but they still have full buys with AWP, and the AWP has a full amount of grenades. This just goes to show these anti-force are sick, and Pasha up to the usual tricks. Oh my god! Oh my god! Please stop Pasha. 3 frags on the entry. What are you going to do about that? That's so impossible to deal with. This is the plow. He's invoked the plow, and Rain might get the backstab, but Pasha's already done too much damage. Rain's he's gonna do exactly what Pasha just did. Well, hang on, he's gonna be able to actually get 2 frags in there, so maybe. But his teammate will go down towards the A site, so everything falls upon Rain. And that's the Pasha you want to see. Pasha rolls. Oh my god, Rain. Another frag for him. 2 more players lurking. He knows that the bomb is on the floor. But can he win these duels? There is the first battle. Oh my god, Rain getting another frag. He's got 3 HP, surely not. This would be phenomenal. TaZ has full HP, full grenades, and tossing the molly, forcing Rain onto the roof. Rain has to hit the instant headshot in this position, and he's going to get caught by TaZ. That, again, you just never know with Rain, but what a round there. 2 massive individual performances, Pasha, then Rain.
Who better than Rain to be left in such a bad situation against VirtusPro, where he continues to get 4Ks against them month after month.
aizy only on 1 kill at the moment. He's having a pretty poor game. Is that 3 on kioShiMa as well? Yeah, not having the best game so far. I think things will change on the T side for them, but the threat of Pasha there, man. It's just that last round. You just saw Pasha just run, just sprint all the way to the end of B plateau. That's so dangerous. But he still finds 3 kills in that round. So, and Pasha, he gets the space to do this. There's obviously no grenades. So Pasha can just do what he wants, and this is fantastic. VirtusPro will be able to get the info from Pasha, whatever Pasha sees, of course. And Rain is 1 versus 3 players potentially. You'd expect nades here, and very nice preemptive peek there from Rain. And one of the reasons why that peek, preemptively is very important, is because he could actually catch somebody with an aim. Against a good team, a good team is not going to be going into, through that choke point into range position, and without some grenades to help them. So Rain's chances is much better to actually catch somebody off guard with a grenade in their hand or something. So I really like that he pushed there, but obviously it was not to be. So VirtusPro with a really good half so far. I got to say, despite the fact that they lost the pistol round, this is a phenomenal C half. We've seen a bit of everything: individual plays, good anti-force buys, good strategies, punishing rotation. We're first forcing rotation, they're punishing it. We've seen good set pieces, so overall quite nice from them.
Nice. Well, last chance saloon for FaZe to get a. Well, never mind that. There's a minute 30 on the clock down. They've got 2 flashbangs. That's their entire nade inventory. That's pretty bad.
And it also helps a player like Pasha, because Pasha wants to just walk out to be plat. With no nades to stop him, he's loving it. He can feel his own Molotov, and he can just keep pushing. This is lovely. Yeah, needs a good response there. He needs something with his mag. It's very tense indeed. I feel like Pasha is going to be the key man as well. Once again, he was very quick to the position of tree. You can see he's even kind of expecting this position. This is a great cognizant play from Pasha. Very aware. He is just waiting. I love how aware he is right now. Of course, it's all about the timing. His timing will be slightly off there, unfortunately for him. And aizy is going to finally get an extra frag on the board, but still, the Virtus Plow, to be honest, is just going to jump straight onto that B bomb site. They will not be denied. It is all the salvation for FaZe is in this flank from Fox.
Ooh, meat shots. Snax got to be careful, but the flank's coming in as well. Down he goes. Information for his team, however, and Neo's in a good position to punish Fox, who's probably going to come in looking wide. Oh, he's going to snap him regardless. Always fast on the aim as Fox. So down to TaZ and jkaem. TaZ knows. Oh, wow.
Boom.
I was going to say, jkaem knows where TaZ is. TaZ does not know, but VirtusPro looking pretty on point at the moment. 10-5 T side.
That was one of those flicks from TaZ where obviously his consciousness, his focus is in a different location, but he catches something in his periphery and his years of playing kicks in. And just his subconscious is just overrides the conscious, just flicks his hands no, you should be shooting over here now. Love those moments. And again, I mean, I can't say anything negative really all that much against FaZe. VirtusPro denied them many opportunities through great play. VirtusPro played a world-class T side here. They didn't have to do anything too complicated. They kept it relatively simple. A good mix-up of pace as well. And with Pasha, hitting the shots that he did, that's when VirtusPro can be truly scary.
Yeah, and you can see kioShiMa and aizy did not have a great time on that CT half. So let's see if they can have a better time of it on the T half. So full Kevlar from the T side. And byali and Snax yet to buy. Got 4 Kevlars now on the CT side. So Kevlars all the way on the CT side, which I like. I don't think diffuse kits are always necessary for CT side, depending on the map. So looking to use the ranges on the CT side, charging through A long as well. What is the reaction to the T zone? They're losing players here. They've been completely exposed. The bomb's gone down as well, leaving jkaem alone, who's in connector. No frags for FaZe on the pistol. So this does not bode well, Dan.
No, it does not, unless of course FaZe are able to win their force buy somehow. But we'll have to see whether or not FaZe can find a way, with no nades, to get a round win here. But they need to put the pressure, they need to keep VirtusPro's money down.
Double MP9, P90. I keep calling P90 P250. I love a P90 on the early rounds of a half. It is glorious. But will there be glory in this round? FaZe moving very quickly over towards the bomb site, coming in from the drop. Snax has been taken down straight away by Rain. But the P90 is still in play. Let's see if it comes in. The MP9 comes in for now. Running out of bullets though, not enough to get the next frag. But byali will finish things off. I don't know if TaZ fired a single bullet there, which makes me sad inside because I love a good P90.
Yeah, and that was a pretty nice round indeed. VirtusPro picking up their 12th round, so economic hardship for FaZe. I mean, they will of course get the buy-in in the next round, but that's VirtusPro already be on 13. They'll already be 3 away from just winning the first map. Very convincingly so. And how many opportunities will FaZe get to basically probe and see, okay, you know, where do we feel like the defense is weak? Where do we feel like the defense is strong? Great flash in there for Pasha. He's going to gun down, mow down 2 players. And he's going to go in for some more. He wants seconds, and he will pick up an extra kill, but his M4 is lost. Snax probably wants to get in there as well, deny the M4 from retreating, and he's almost able to get a kill there. So it was a great initial flash. I feel like, you know, Pasha got a little bit too greedy there, but...
I wonder if any pros know the spray pattern of an MP9. Because you can see him there doing a bit of figure of 8, just trying to, you know, get it done. I think we saw some MP9, some bursting with an MP9 recently, which might have done a trick there. So there goes the rifle. kioShiMa with 6 HP versus 3. Got a P250. Work can be done here. He's got a minute on the clock, and you can see the hunt continues. We have a player making a lot of noise, so that's byali. So kioShiMa could still do some serious damage here, but he needs to get himself the right opportunities. Jumping down, he will be heard by 2 players. And they will simply hold angles at distance and secure the win for the team. So VirtusPro 3 rounds away from taking the first map at the moment, which looks likely considering FaZe are 8 rounds behind. That said, FaZe coming out with a buy now, 5 AKs for them, some limited nades. Pasha will continue with the Mag 7, it is quite powerful on this map. I've seen a lot of Mag 7's kills on Cobblestone in the last 24 hours alone. Full utility for the VirtusPro side. They're going to have 4 going over towards the B site, maybe looking for some early aggression, as FaZe should be slower to approach A. And indeed, they will rotate the second player back towards A, who will look through mid from connector.
And actually already a lot of nades burnt by VirtusPro. They've only got 2 smokes left. Run out of flash bangs on some of these players as well. And FaZe haven't actually put much pressure in just yet. They are starting to push in though. It's danger area, very important for NEO to get the hold here. He'll get the first player, and that smoke is down at such a perfect timing. It's going to deny the trades. NEO gets the second frag as well. This is really, really important. All he has to do now is just get out of dodge. If he can get out of harm's way and have some support from his teammates and play passively, VirtusPro should have this round because FaZe, they've got a flashbang and a smoke grenade, and they're not in position. This is really hard times right now for FaZe. The only thing that I could say is good for them is that there's no AWP for VirtusPro in this round. And that Rain's still alive. That's also good for them. When there is rain, there is hope.
Well, there's no AWP, but the Mag 7 over towards B is, you could argue, is just as powerful these days. They're going over towards A, however, where the AWP may have come in handy. NEO is on the site now. So he's going to be the man, the kind of last chance, the big red button. Will stop if he needs to. TaZ and Snax though will clean things up, so he will not be required. Surplus requirements will save with 8 HP. 14-5 now. FaZe's big buy failed, and they're left with choices to make, and that choice will be the force buy. Full nades coming out, not leaving anything in the hole. Every round is all in now for the FaZe team. Again, if you are just joining us, this is the first map of a best of 3. The second map will be Mirage, and the third, if required, will be Cash. That's a good start for the T's, but Rain gets taken out by Flames pretty quickly after getting those headshots in. But again, some damage has been done, and there's so much time on the clock for the T's to work with. We'll see if they can stretch out the forces a bit more. More trades coming in, although now they've gone in favour of the CTs with 2 FaZe players remaining. Snax has the high ground here. Could get 2-man spray down, but kioShiMa will trade. So now it's kioShiMa versus 2. We've seen him clutch already for FaZe in the few days he's been on the team. He will need to once again.
It's a good incendiary towards the border position. They're moving CTs around, but it will end up not working out too well for Mr. kioShiMa, the new addition to FaZe. And VirtusPro only just now getting the AWP underway, isn't in the hands of Snax, of course. And that does not bode well for FaZe because they hadn't really even figured out what a good round was to throw at VirtusPro previously, and now the AWP is coming in to tow. So I'm quite looking forward to seeing Snax with this AWP. It's quite funny how the roles switch around on VirtusPro. You know, who is AWPing? Is it NEO? Is it Pasha? Is it Snax? And same with in-game leading, but look at this jkaem. He's just running straight up middle. Beautiful stuff there, just charging up, catches VirtusPro off guard, snaps down another player. that is byali out of the picture as well, so it's going to have to be just Snax and Pacheco now. They can't get this done. They are being shut down thanks to jkaem's massive play into connector, sprinting forth and delivering death and destruction to the VirtusPro side. And finally, FaZe pick up a round thanks to the big individual play there. But definitely, they have fallen upon hard times here. This is a lot of match points to be up against, or map points to be up against.
Wow, Pacheco's literally brought down to 0, which bodes well for the FaZe team if they can, sorry, FaZe clan, excuse me, if they can take this round. I do like that some teams will call themselves clans, like, you know, back in the day, I had a clan, didn't have a team in 1.6. So here we go, 4 players moving into the B bomb side, but we've got CT pushing through the smoke. That said, all the frags are going the way of FaZe, so VirtusPro look to be broken now economy-wise. Let's see how far FaZe can take this. Oh, the knife comes in, no plant. Snax getting his money where he can. Always like to see some knife kills.
The second one from Snax this game, I think it is. The same place actually, both times.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm just glad for FaZe that it wasn't the same player, because that would be a bit tilted if he kept getting knifed by Snax. So there we go. VirtusPro, it appears, have been broken. FaZe are halfway there to taking it to overtime. So, I mean, they've done this before, right? They did it on train way back when in one of the FACEIT finals.
I just don't see it happening. Just don't see it happening.
Well, okay then.
This is not going to happen, James. Stop getting people's hopes up prematurely.
I didn't know that you could see the future, Dan. You never know. You just have no faith, Dan.
I don't have faith.
There is no faith.
I have no faith.
You are without faith. Well, here we go. It's a simple eco here from the CT, but TaZ is just blocking people. No access to Cobble for them. The Chateau is closed, although Chateau is now open because they've all been shot in the face, Dan. Neo, last man standing, coming in for the rotation. Got a deagle, not much else going on, not much you can do in the situation. It's hard to find any stickers that look nice on that particular gun. I've tried, trust me, I've tried. But none do.
I've not spent a single any measure of currency on a sticker, James.
I have spent hundreds of pounds on stickers, Dan. And thousands of pounds in Counter-Strike. I don't know what I can...
You have a problem, James.
It is what it is. My problem has been from boxes to stickers, Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All your salary goes back into the game.
When I did paper round, right, for a news agent, I would spend my weekly salary of £20 on sweets before I even got paid. So there'd be no money left afterwards because I'd eaten all the sweets.
That's what you're trying to say, James, is that
I'm an idiot.
You're not good at... no one should ever accept financial advice from you.
I'm not good at managing money, you might say.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. VirtusPro back on the buy now. No AWP for them, and now it's they who will be limited on the utility. They have a reasonable amount of nades, but it's less than ideal. So, they're looking to move fast towards B. Can they pull a rotation here? There are 4 players over towards the B bomb site, and somebody close ramp. They've almost got a full rotation coming in from the CTs, but they haven't really capitalized on the baiting that these two teams have been doing. The frag's starting to come in now as the bomb rotates over towards the B bomb site, but now Pacheco is holding things down, and byali coming in as well means that all their presence over towards B has gone, while the it seems that they switched their plan last minute. Is it going to work out for them, Dan?
Don't know, James.
All right, well, there's a man advantage for the CTs, and they're stuck in the smoke, the FaZe team. They've still got a minute to play with, though, so they don't necessarily have to commit, but now they've got no eyes over the rest of the map, so they may feel compelled to do so. VirtusPro looking to retain their stranglehold on the B bomb site here. That's a good shot by Fox, but traded by Pacheco, who is causing more problems. byali coming in for support as well, leaving kioShiMa alone on what could be the final round of map 1 on Cobblers. Pushing through the smoke now, and so many angles to look for. Doesn't see behind the box. Down he goes. And Yanko wants us to all know that he has arrived.
Well, I mean, for me, that was just a great showing from VirtusPro, to be honest. Yanko, how did you feel about that?
I think this game is a great example of what we talked on the desk when we mentioned VP and Pasha specifically. What happens when Pasha has a good game? That it's different in a sense that it's also similar to in NBS when Apex has a good game, that he can just take over the game for his team. He can open up bomb sites by himself, and we saw that amazing round where he just ran through B platform like all of Meister style and basically won the round for his team by getting a quick triple kill over there. And you combine that with also byali getting good entry kills throughout that first round, and it was a pretty easy game for VP.
Are you expecting a 2-0 now? I mean, Mirage is a pick of FaZe, but Mirage has been a strong map in the past.
Yeah, that's the
VirtusPro.
problem that FaZe has, as Dan pointed out. They can't really, there's not really a map that they can pick and say, okay, this is where we can take them. They have to pick Mirage because they don't play a lot of the other maps, but we all know that it's historically one of the best maps of VP. And I would have maybe said that it could be close, but looking at some of the performances from FaZe players, like aizy had a pretty terrible game as well. And you could see that at times the coordination isn't there. When VP goes for a set B play, you know, if a player is left towards the B platform, he is literally left there for himself. There's no counter flashes, there's no reaction to it. If you see that, okay, they're doing something that's countering your setup, they're just, okay, let's just try and shoot them in the head and hope for the best. There's not, okay, let's try do something on the other side and maybe focus on that and then deal with the other stuff later. So I would expect now, after seeing that VP actually showed up in an online game, I would expect it to be a 2-0 for VP.
All right, well, we'll see if FaZe can bring this back in map 2, which will be Mirage. It is their pick, and it will be here in just a few minutes. See you after the break.